Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be testing myself against pro MMA fighter Liam Malloy, who fights out of Next Gen Liverpool, alongside Paddy the Baddy and Molly McCann. I hope you enjoy watching me get battered today. If you like it, drop a comment and like, and as always, thank you for watching. What's it taken, like, because obviously, how many fights have you had now, pro?
5 pro.
5 pro, and have you, what's your record?
So 3 and 2 professionally.
3 and 2, and like, to be, obviously you're mixing with, like you said, the best in the world, like, in your sparring, obviously you're fighting. What does it take on, like, a day-to-day basis to sort of be at that level, and the discipline needed, nutrition, sleep?
There's so much to it, and there's so much sacrifice that goes into it, in the sense of, I have to give up myself, I have to give up meals that I enjoy, and there's like a whole other aspect of it that people don't understand, in the sense of I've had injuries, I've done my LCL and my meniscus recently, and I've had like things that have put me in hospital for periods of time, and when that's all you're doing, when you're financially dependent on something like that, it's difficult, and I've had to get a job and work alongside it, and trying to balance going through all my nutrition, being able to train, having to go to work, having to train again, having to manage my weight, eat healthy, eat clean. It's such a big balance, and there's so many aspects that people do overlook in that sense. I think people think you come in and it's an hour or two of your day where you train hard, but you don't see all the other hours around that, trying to get your sleeping pattern right, doing my strength and conditioning, doing my jiu-jitsu, my MMA, my striking, having to watch my nutrition and stuff like that. There's just a million and one things to juggle, and it is difficult to spin that many plates and spin them all well, and it's good being surrounded by so many other like really professional athletes. It's easy for people to stray away and lose that discipline, but in our gym everyone's so dedicated, and I think you are like an accumulation of who you surround yourself by, and because I'm surrounded by other people with that like-mindedness, it does make it easy in that sense, but I don't think everyone is willing to strip themselves away from that. Yeah. I know I say about sacrifices, but sometimes you've got to take you away from your circle of mates who are up to no good, and your mates who don't want you to go to training, they want you to go out with them, or different stuff like this. There's a million and one sacrifices you have to make, and I think they're the side of the sport people overlook. Yeah. And people think what we've just done there is the hard part. I think that's the enjoyable part, that's the part I actually enjoy doing. The hard part is when I step out that door and the million and one distractions around me and the million and one things that I don't have to do, but I need to do. And your missus and that, like, oh, I should get a takeaway, and you've got to like, turn all that family meals and things like that. I'm not in camp at the minute, so I don't try food, I can't lie. But once I'm in camp, it is difficult in that sense, because, as you say there, I've got a girlfriend who, she has to make them sacrifices with me, and I don't like the cupboard being full of snacks and chocolates, because I get home from a long day of work and training, and it's tempting if it's there, so it's like, we can't have it there, and she has to go through that with me, and she has to watch me try and make weight and cut weight, and it's not a nice process, so yeah, she goes through just as much as me in that sense. Do you think, like, I don't know, your background was growing up and stuff, obviously from Liverpool, you know, it's very easy to get into the wrong crowd. Do you think that fighting's kept you on the straight and narrow, so to speak? Definitely, and again, it comes down to, I've never been out in town or out in the streets and been like, oh, I could do women, or I'm not having that person say this to me, because I couldn't care less. If someone thinks they can back me, fair play, it means nothing to me. Like, I come in and I do it professionally, and I train with some of the best in the world, and to me that's what I base my level off. I'm not ego hungry, I don't fight outside the gym or nothing like that. I have no desire to. I know what I'm capable of because I push myself to my limits, not because I'm a divvy on a night out who wants to go and push me boundaries or something. We come in and we do it in the right environment as it should be, and it's how we learn, and we stay humble, and it does keep us on the straight and narrow, definitely. To the face, when sort of lifting this up, so I'm trying to get this up nice and high. So now he tries to lift me, we're looking to circle him out, so now he's against the wall. I can show some knees, I can show short out, changing level, trying to pull him up. He's still trying to wrestle into me. I'm not letting him stay nice and tight. One more time, a bit quicker. Again, don't change out, changing level, trying to pull him up. He's still trying to wrestle into me. I'm not letting him stay nice and tight. Straight away, changing there, stop that strike up. Together finish, yeah? Everyone got that? Let's go. Now he starts trying to wrestle into you. You should feel your head on the line. Oh yeah. The reality is, what's that? The chin, yeah. Chin, then get your head in. Oh yeah. Come on.
obviously humbling. You realise how much of a pussy you are.
Well, now she got rounds to go on, isn't it?
It's good. Humbling, isn't it?
Once I say go, touch a combination, I shoot in. My job is to be taking them down, stay on top, win the round. Remember, it's MMA, not jits. You don't have to be going for subs. Get your position, start to strike. Person defending, your job is to defend, circle yourself up and separate. We only start again if they separate. If they come on top, we carry on. If you're on top, we carry on. It's live for a minute, then we'll switch roles, yeah? Got me partner?
We talk a lot about, like on our programs when we're working with like young men and women, about like having discipline over motivation. Obviously motivation is like this influencer word that gets thrown around. How do you manage it on the days where you're not motivated and you know you've got this goal that you want to hit?
I think you've hit the nail on the head. Motivation means, it means nothing, because obviously it's great on the days when you feel motivated, but you don't always get that. I cut down to 66 kilos in weight.
Wow.
And I'm trying to do all these things around it, and I don't wake up excited to not do what I enjoy. I don't wake up excited to go and sit in a bath in a sauna. See you later. And have to cut weight. I'm not excited, I'm not motivated.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm going to go cut weight. It's discipline. It goes, if you get up and separate, the line carries on, just full MMA rounds, yeah? Nice and light, technical rounds, no one going crazy or anything like that. And there's days where I have to start early before I go to work and stuff, and I have to be in the gym for like 6 o'clock in the morning, and I don't wake up and jump out of bed every day. It's the furthest thing from. It's probably 1 in a million where they have them days where I'm up and ready to go, but your alarm goes off, you get up and you do what you have to do, and that translates into anything in life. It's so easy to not be disciplined and sit there and think the world's against you, and why isn't this going my way? But you've got to make these sacrifices, you've got to be disciplined, and I think that is the thing with athletes in general, and fighters in particular, where we just get it done.
Yeah.
We know what we need to do, and we go in and do it. Time! Got my partner?
Was that 14 minutes? What makes you want to do it? Like obviously, you know, you've taken many beatings over the years, I imagine, and been humbled, and injuries, and probably concussions and stuff. Like, you know, and like, what's it all for? Like, why have you got that in you?
One of the main reasons I fell in love with fighting was because it was all on me. I used to play football and I played footy at quite a high level, and there'd be weeks where some people couldn't be bothered, or they'd be up late, or they didn't want to make that little bit of effort to track someone back, and we'd get beaten. I hated it, and I hated relying on other people, and I came into a sport like this where it was like, right, there's no one to point a finger at, it's all on me, and
if you lose, it's on me.
If you lose, it's on me, and it's a harsh sport. You can do everything perfect, you can make weight perfect, you can have a perfect camp, you can be absolute peak. It's an unpredictable sport, you can go get knocked out in 10 seconds, it happens, and it's a harsh reality, and
humbling. Getting absolutely battered.
Got me partner, go all around.
Put yourself in the pain grave, man.
I love going in and knowing it's all on me, and whatever happens, it's on me. And if I win, if I lose, if I draw, if I'm world champion, if I'm the worst fighter in the world, I've still got to get up the next day and do the same thing. I've still got to go and train and put myself through it, and just be ready for the next one. There's no pointing fingers, there's no easy way out, there's no cutting corners, you've just got to do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the side of it I love.
When I'm down there and you were a lot better than me, obviously, it's 50%, I know you could spark me at any moment if you wanted, but like, there's a part of me that's like almost having to come within myself and talk to myself and be like, okay, try and be disciplined, so to speak, or try, you know, don't panic, don't go. I say all that because, like, over the years, you've obviously had many fights and many spars and stuff. Is there any particular time you look back to, like, the hardest spar you've ever had, or the hardest fight, or like, is there someone in your gym that, when you spar me off, let's say, you probably don't want to share that on camera, do you?
I think that's a good thing with our gym. There's no, you're on the mat and you're looking for a new partner, and there's no, that's an easy round to go over or something. It doesn't exist. Whoever you end up with is a tough round, and you stood there like, right, I've got to give it everything, and then you give it everything, you're looking for the next person, it's like, right, to the world beat through, I've got to go with, there's no cutting corners and stuff, and I think we lose the thought process in the sense of, we drill and we drill the same thing a million times and we'll drill the next thing a million times, and where you're there thinking about, right, being tight, what am I going to do next? It becomes autonomous to us. We've done it that many times, and I think that's where obviously excel, in the sense we don't have to think about that. We know where we are. We go through 1,000,001 different positions, and we know our set patterns to go through each of them positions. So when we get to that point, it's kind of, there is no thought process. We know what we're doing, and we've just drilled it a million times, so we kind of know we have to do that. And the hard rounds in the gym just make that easier when you're in the cage, because you've been through that hardship. You've been through fighting with some of the best in the world, and rounds not going your way, rounds going your way, and you kind of get prepared for everything in that sense.
Did I win? My head feels like...
I'm surprised it's still attached.
That's like not even 50% for them as well. It's good though, because like I think like when I walk down, not like in an arrogant way, because I've done like a lot of judo, boxing, bit of jits. You think like, oh, you know, I'm quite a hard lad, and then you get like, you fight proper lads like Liam and you get freaking smashed up, and it humbles you and makes you realise there's always someone a lot harder than you. Thank you very much for that, mate. I appreciate that.
It is. I don't know.
Don't know why I'm thanking you. I'm just combative about it.
Obviously, you're saying about like being humble.
Yeah.
That's why the gym's such a good place to be, because everyone who's at that high level, they've been through that humbling process themselves, and like they've been there where they're the new person who don't know what they're doing. You get beat up a little bit, but everyone, we're like 40-50%. It's not enough to deter you, but you do have to understand, and you have to lose your ego and drop your ego. The amount of people who come in and they don't come back because they can't let their ego go, and you've seen it there. There's like 16-year-old lads, 17-year-old lads that you've gone with who
freaking hurt you in the street, bro.
weigh like 6 stones, so through, and most grown adults couldn't come in and do anything with them, and to come in and accept that, it's a big thing, and you have got to let your ego go.
Yeah.
You've got to be humble and stuff, but that's why the sport's so good. And you see the kids who come through the gym and so respectful, and like, if they were my size, they'd be battering me, and instead of they come in, they listen, they're on time, and it's such a good sport for like discipline in that sense, and it's such a good thing to get into.
Who do you spar with like on a regular basis? Like who's at Next Gen that people know?
So we look at Next Gen, obviously you've got Paddy Finlith, one of the biggest names out there, Molly McCann. We look at the likes of Cage Warriors, where we've got Luke Riley, a complete rising star, Nathan Fletcher, Adam Cullen, Shenrock. And then we look at more than come through. We've got Liam Gittins, Cage Warriors world champion, Ben Kelly just signed with Cage Warriors. There's so many of us, and we're all like, I see it as a conveyor belt now, where it's going to be UFC, Cage Warriors world champion, UFC, and then the next batch are going to be coming through. And it's good, we've got them people to look up to now. We've got like Paddy and Molly, they've paved the way. They've gone through that route, they've been in Cage Warriors, they've won the world title, and they're in the UFC now and flying there. And
what, and you're sparring with them like regularly?
You're sparring with these people, it's
awesome.
on the mat, and no one gets ahead of themselves. There's no one who's too good to come and train or spar with anyone else. You look at Paddy's an absolute superstar worldwide, and every single fight, every Cage Warriors fight you watch, every amateur local show you fight, he's there warming people up, he's there in the corner, and it's one of the amazing things about the gym, and I say about being humble, and everyone's like that, and everyone chips in to help each other, and we're all there to support each other, and it's such a good like community in that sense. And that's why it's amazing seeing the kids coming through, and the reality is that they'd be up to no good if they weren't here. We don't know what they'd be doing, and they come in here, and it sounds cringy, but they make a bit of a family and stuff, and they turn up and they help each other, and they learn that discipline in that sense, and it does keep them on the straight and narrow. And I hope they look up to people like, I don't want to say yourself, but like people like us in the gym who are signed and looking to go on and get to the UFC and make a name for ourselves by doing good things and doing the right things. And I think it's good now that people know the path is there and that it's possible.
Yeah. So some of those names, obviously, like the household names, like obviously Paddy and Molly, like when you're, this might be a bit of a short question, but like when you're sparring those sorts of people, are they miles ahead of everyone, or are they, is it, there's a pool of people who are sort of similar level?
There are pools of people similar level, and then there's Paddy.
Okay.
It was like a difficult round to say the least.
Yeah.
You've probably seen yourself the round of him with like the 10 Royal Marines or something.
It's the US Marines, yeah.
I mean, not quite up the scratch of the UK.
I'm not saying I'd take Paddy, but
you're gonna watch this.
I'm definitely not saying I'd take it. Yeah.
And you do see them levels, but the good thing is, we're there every day to try and close that gap.
Yeah.
And he's trying to close the gap between him and the best of them, and we're trying to close the gap between him and them. And it's just a matter of time and hours on the mat and stuff like that. And again, we have these people to look up to. Paddy has done countless hours on the mat. I couldn't imagine you'd even be able to take a guess at how many hours he's done, and that's what it takes. No one comes in and is good at jiu-jitsu, no one comes in and is good at striking. It doesn't happen, and people like to think, oh, I'm a natural fighter and stuff like that. You're coming in, you realise quickly, I'm not what I thought it was, and the only way to do it is to get beat up, to be in some horrible positions, to sit there and think, I don't want to go back to that was the worst thing ever, and to just keep turning up and putting in my hours and being disciplined and coming back again and again and again.
Amazing, mate. Well, sorry, one thing I wanted to mention, obviously you just got baptised recently, and me and you know, we're devout Christians, and for me, faith, obviously going Marines, Afghan and all these things, I know I'd be dead without my faith. How is that helping, transforming you, and what's different about you since becoming a Christian?
I think in a very unpredictable sport and an unpredictable world, and as I say, I've had injuries and I'm trying to balance work and not everything goes your way, and I used to be a very emotional person and things would get me down and I'd be very high one day, and I have that stability, I have that one thing there that's never going, it's not changing, it's unwavering, it's there for eternity, and it gives me that stability that on the days when things aren't going my way, it's okay. When things are going absolutely fantastic, it's still okay. It keeps me focused, it keeps me centred, and it gives me that, as I say, that one thing that's never going to change. It's that stability there through injury, through hardship, through the day I have to retire, through days where I might lose my job and work, whatever comes, it doesn't matter. I have that stability that's there through life, and I think that's one of the biggest things that I'm so grateful for.
That's amazing, mate. Well, thank you very much for your time today, mate, and battering me. Battering me for that. Yeah, we'll see, mate. Yeah, definitely. Now, mate, I'd love to jump back in, mate. And,
feel free to come down here. Anyone else? This is my class, Next Gen Wirral, Trinity Street in Birkenhead. 7:30, Tuesdays and Thursdays. We obviously have all the classes in the Liverpool gym or the Wirral gym. You can find them on the website and the timetable and stuff like that. There's a 4-session free trial down here, so if you're not wanting to commit to paying for your sessions, come down and try it. It's the only way you'll find out.
Yeah, awesome. And please follow Liam and his journey. We'll put his Instagram and everything in the bio, in the description, and also obviously always looking for sponsors. We're fighting and stuff, so if you're in a position to sponsor, mate, that'd be absolutely amazing. And we'll be tracking his journey as Complete Commando as well. So yeah, thank you very much, bro. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you, mate.